All right, guys, we're going to talk about what happened this past week in wrestling. But there's something going on that's a little bit bigger on the legendary side. For some reason, the Ultimate Warrior has a certain problem with Hulk Hogan.
And I'm going to start this off by saying, Shawn Michaels is my all-time favorite. Before Shawn Michaels was even thought of, the Ultimate Warrior was my favorite guy, even bigger than his problem with Hulk Hogan. I was a huge Warrior. That was awesome.
Never do that again.
Sorry.
Never again.
I got excited. But he had an issue.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing I saw is on his YouTube page, and I'll put the link there also if you want to watch the rant as he described it. He was basically dissatisfied with what Hulk Hogan was saying about Randy Savage in the interview he gave with a certain person. I didn't remember where it was from, but he gave an interview about Savage, and he was like saying stuff about him. And Ultimate Warrior went into the thing about like his wife's Hulk Hogan's wife's a slut, like who didn't do your wife. He was saying that Hulk Hogan was the divorced wife. Elizabeth dumped Randy. And it's like, why?
He also said that Hogan was a coke addict.
Mm-hmm.
And he rented his wife out, to whoever wanted her.
Yeah.
And I mean,
some people were saying that, Warrior's going to go to TNA and they're going to sell it there. I don't want to see that happen. That's just retarded. That's just stupid.
And Hogan's now issued a statement he's going to file a lawsuit against Ultimate Warrior with what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because he's basically defacing him.
Right, it's slander.
And it's slander, and I mean, obviously it's probably not true.
Yeah, I know you said before, like, Ultimate Warrior's your favorite before HBK. HBK is obviously my all-time favorite as well. Something is obviously not wrong. Something's obviously wrong with his head, Warrior, because not just the thing with Hogan, but I don't know if you either seen the DVD, the Ultimate Warrior DVD. I don't know why they fired him with something. I have to watch it myself. But obviously there's something that was wrong there. And McMahon doesn't like him. Right. And sorry to all the Warrior fans out there, he will never go in the Hall of Fame. I am sorry. He's not going in. Period.
And
I don't know
you
if
can also
I'm sorry, never.
You can also tell something's wrong because he legally changed his name
just
to
Warrior.
Right.
That's his name.
Yeah. Warrior. Like you said, I'm a huge Warrior fan, and I hope everything works out in the end, but some of those comments just absolutely uncalled for, obviously. We live in a civilized society. You don't just go around calling someone's wife a slut, especially someone the caliber of Hulk Hogan, who without, we may very well not be doing this show today about wrestling, maybe about sports, but not about wrestling for sure, because Hulk Hogan definitely defined our industry, and I willingly admit that. He did things. Hulk Hogan made wrestling cool.
Yeah,
I mean, he did, and there's some.
You know who else makes wrestling cool?
Who?
Mr. Anderson.
Really?
Anderson.
Really?
You want to know why?
Really?
He did something quite amazing, fellas.
Yeah, he did. He beat a geriatric old man.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, I'm sorry.
Well, he's right. He's kind of old.
But
he's not geriatric. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
And no one's going to ever take that away from him.
So he beat Sting at Slammiversary for the TNA World Title. I'm sorry, that's big.
That is pretty big. That's big.
I mean, come on.
And the only other TNA news I can think of is that Mick Foley is no longer with the company. So will he come back to the WWE? I think he will. I don't think he's going to wrestle. God, hope not. I think his time has passed, but it could be. He could come back as a commentator. How Booker T is doing, which is kind of interesting.
I've heard the epic dream lineup that they're trying to go for next WrestleMania. If that happens, wow! I don't know how they would ever top it. Have you heard?
Foley and
you got The Rock versus Cena already.
That's already taken care of.
You got apparently Foley's going to come back and fight Undertaker because Foley's the one man that can say he's beat Undertaker the most times. Shawn Michaels said he would come out of retirement for one match. Do you know against who? Sting. I think it might finally happen.
Well,
it may finally happen. We could very well see.
And we'll talk about this when we get to Raw and stuff like that.
And the reason why I say that is because I think the reason Sting didn't sign this year to fight Undertaker, Sting didn't want a job to the Undertaker.
Right.
Sting feels like he's better than that. I don't blame him for that. And if he came back and fought Shawn Michaels, I don't think you could. I think that would be a coin flip. That would be a great match to see.
I think you have to have Mr. WrestleMania win his last match at WrestleMania is the only trepidation. So I'm going to say on conspiracy, here's a conspiracy level thing for you. those posters that we saw online with Sting holding the Joker card up with the Undertaker on it, every other thing that they came out with, they were able to prove it was Photoshop. They cannot prove that was Photoshop. That was a leak that was issued by the WWE when they honestly thought they had Sting. If you remember, Sting, it was pretty much a set deal.
Close.
It was close.
It was like 90% done.
It was close. And those posters were developed by the WWE marketing department for when Sting signed the dotted line. He wound up and signed a 6 months extension with TNA. So I think you're going to have to mismatch it a little bit. I think Foley does something. You have to have Sting and Undertaker at 20 and then do Shawn Michaels and Sting at WrestleMania. Or Sting has to win at WrestleMania before he loses. He's not going to lose too. I don't know how they're going to work it out. But Shawn Michaels' last match, when he comes back, he is not going to go out with a loss.
Sting versus Triple H?
It's got to be Sting versus Triple H or something along those lines.
Obviously, WrestleMania is a long way off, and we'll see what goes on. But I was going to say before we delve into SmackDown and what happened this week, obviously, I think something's going on with Steve Austin and CM Punk because they've been feuding for the past couple of weeks when Steve's been on there.
That was another match. It was Steve Austin versus The Miz. Because if you notice, every time Steve Austin and The Miz gets around, Steve always stuns The Miz.
And CM Punk, they've been having battles on Twitter, I've been reading, so... Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, maybe it's all just who blew and wash.
People just probably make you excited for something.
Make you excited. We don't mean to get you to get all wound up just thinking of the idea of Sting versus Shawn Michaels.
There's plenty of time for WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens when the time comes. So.
But SmackDown, we had some big news occur.
Unfortunately for the Doctor, I don't know what's going on with the new Nexus and the Core. It seems like the new Nexus, they're starting to turn things around because they did something on Raw. We'll get to that. But it seems like the Core, according to Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, is over.
And I'm sad about that because
Done.
I think Wade Barrett is one of the most underrated talents in the WWE right now. He's amazing. I mean, he's not looked at as underrated because he's got the Intercontinental Championship, but he's not doing much. I mean, I think it's time to show people what he can really do. He is an amazing talent. You know, it's not just because he won Nexus. I mean, he's got everything going. He's shown he can lead a group. He's shown that he's an awesome heel. And that he's growing a fan base, you know? I mean, I was pretty much a Wade Barrett fan from the get-go. I mean, he's a likable heel. He's one of those guys. I'm not going to compare his skill level to Randy Orton because obviously he's still got some time to go before he develops that kind of a skill.
What the heck are you doing?
But he's a likable heel. You know, he's one of those guys like when Randy Orton was a heel, he still had a base. Now with CM Punk, he still has a fan base. I think Wade Barrett's along those lines.
Yeah, he's going to defend this title at Capital Punishment with Ezekiel Jackson. It'd be interesting to see because this will be the first time that Wade Barrett is pretty much on his own. I mean, things could change. The Core could somehow shock everybody and help him anyway.
Right.
But this is pretty much the first time Wade Barrett's got to go on his own against Ezekiel Jackson for the IC title. So.
Right. And we're going to cover that when we preview the
Capital
card. But what else happened on SmackDown?
I'm going to cover something real quick. Once again, Jinder Mahal did have another match. He fought Trent Beretta. And I'm going to say right now, Jinder Mahal is somebody to watch. I know you probably think, oh, this guy's only 2 matches. Something I see in this guy, he obviously has a holdover colleague. We have no idea what's going on with that because he has some kind of holdover and colleague just listens to anything he has to say. But the guy looks impressive. He's really powerful for someone his size, and I really see a breakout star in him. And I could see him winning a mid-card title, maybe possibly by the end of the year. If he gets over with the fans, obviously. Del Rio was like the same way. He looked impressive, but he had to go over with the fans, and that's what Jinder Mahal has to do also. So I would definitely say watch out for Jinder Mahal in the next couple weeks on SmackDown to see how this superstar progresses.
If he fights somebody other than
Jobbers and Trent Beretta.
Trent Beretta.
Right.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
So
we'll see what happens with that.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, I'm just keep watching.
Anyway.
SmackDown's getting a lot like TNA lately. Not a lot happens on it.
Well, some things happen, you know. I'm also going to go into Cody Rhodes cut a promo with Ted DiBiase. And it seems like I'm going to say something about Cody Rhodes. Keep an eye on Cody Rhodes.
Right, you're right. You definitely got to see that. I mean, we all pretty much agreed that by the end of the year, Cody Rhodes is going to have held or currently holding a mid-card title.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be a lot of swipping out in the next 6 months of both the IC and the IC and the US titles.
Yeah.
I think those are going to swap hands quite a few times, maybe even on TV.
And the thing was, Cody had that dashing gimmick, and then obviously it changed when Rey Mysterio injured his face, whatever. And it seems like he's turned things around. He's got a lot of focus, a big win over Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Definitely gave him a lot of momentum. And I'm telling you, I think Cody Rhodes is definitely championship material. Obviously not world championship material yet. He's got to get more credible wins over main eventers first. But I think he's definitely in line for a mid-card championship.
For sure. And, I just hope it doesn't come at the hands of Wade Barrett. Because I want Wade Barrett to be the champion.
Right.
And it's not just a bias. I think he is that good.
Yeah.
But another big thing was what happened with Christian?
Christian's turned to heel apparently.
Christian has turned to heel.
Yeah.
For the second week in a row, he did attack Randy Orton.
The main event match was a no disqualification match between Randy Orton and Sheamus, and Orton did hit the RKO. Looked like it was over, but Christian got involved, hit him with the title belt, and Sheamus did pick up the victory. So obviously, Christian cost Randy Orton not only a victory, but he got momentum going into Capital Punishment.
The fella
lost again.
He won, I told
Thanks to Christian.
He won.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
He won.
He did win, but...
You look at the record book, it says W.
It says W.
Ah, well...
I'm going to agree with Postmaster here, though. He really lost, but, the record book does say one other thing. But, let me go into the 3-hour Raw.
3-hour
WWE
Raw.
All-Star Night, or whatever Steve Austin called
Hosted by
Stone
Cold Steve
Stone
Austin.
Cold. WWE All-Star Austin Raw, whatever you want to call it. So we started off, Miz came out first and was talking trash.
Really?
Really. He wanted to call Austin out, and basically the only thing that came out of that was Austin set up a little intervention, so to speak, with the Miz and Alex Riley, and someone was in between them. Someone named Roddy Piper, Piper's Pit.
Right, he was in WrestleMania 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, a long time ago.
He's kind of old.
Oh, well, that was later on in the night, and then after that, Del Rio came out, but you already knew that.
We did already know that.
So after that, Del Rio set up. Stone Cold set up Kane versus Del Rio, so Kane was able to get his hands on Del Rio for the attack of the Big Show. Match ended in a DQ. Del Rio had the arm bar, and he wouldn't let go. But then the Big Show comes out, and I'm sorry, I think he killed Roberto Rodriguez. I think he killed him. He pretty much beat him up, and Kane had to pull Big Show off him. If you heard Kane, stop, you're going to kill him. So
You're going to kill him. You're going to kill him. Apparently he does the same thing to Mark Henry this Friday. Ooh, that's a... Spoiler!
We can't talk about that yet.
So after that, Steve came out and announced that at Capital Punishment it will be Alberto Del Rio versus the Big Show.
Alberto
Del Rio.
Yeah.
But you already knew that.
I did.
You did already know that.
So after that, it was a 6-man tag match. It was Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase, and Wade Barrett versus Sin Cara and Daniel Bryan and Ezekiel Jackson.
Same match on Smackdown this Friday, by the way, too.
Would you stop doing that? You're going to get trouble.
Team Sin Cara, Bryan, and Jackson pick up the victory. And Jackson did look impressive, and it looks like he has momentum going to Capital Punishment against Wade Barrett.
Ahmed Jackson.
Ahmed Johnson? Ahmed Jackson.
Ahmed Jackson.
So I think this next segment is probably Jimmy's favorite, because our Hornswoggle was out there shooting T-shirts to the crowd. Who
wasn't my favorite?
Because little Jimmy came out.
Oh, yeah, R-Truth.
Little Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Manhandles Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle got.
Hornswoggle, you gonna get got.
You gonna get got.
So,
by R-Truth.
So, he kicked him in the face a little bit, and
he did.
And then Steve Austin said, why don't you pick on someone your own size? And so we saw the return of John Morrison was there, and he set up that match for later on in the evening.
Right. Welcome back, John.
So then
maybe.
So then a big thing I saw on Raw that was kind of interesting, a match that we've seen countless times on Raw, was Sheamus versus Santino. And Sheamus won by submission, which is kind of weird for Sheamus. He's a brawler type, but he wins by submission. The weird thing that I saw in that match is Raw took place this past Monday from Long Island, which is the home of Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder was not on this Raw at all. Okay?
Not surprised.
Well, I mean, I figured he would be because it's his hometown. But the thing was, during that Sheamus-Santino match, it didn't seem like any of the fans were paying attention to that match. All I heard was, "We want Ryder." So, I don't know, maybe you can help me out. I don't know why WWE does not want to put Zack Ryder on Raw, especially when it's coming from his hometown. The only explanation I can think of is because Zack Ryder's fame is from himself, his YouTube show, and all the stuff he's done on his own. Maybe McMahon's like saying, okay, I don't want somebody that we didn't make ourselves. This guy got famous on his own. I want to be able to be in charge. Maybe that's why they're not featuring him or something. I don't know.
I don't know because, I mean, they frequently have special guests and whatnot about that. I don't think it's that. I don't know. I think Zack Ryder is holding on to WWE by a thread. He's this close to FCW. I mean, he really is.
But I read a thing a while back that his YouTube show was getting him some plus points in the business.
Absolutely.
So I figured because, I mean, he isn't just him. It's Scott Stanford, the guy who does Superstars. Also, they have some people on the show that are in WWE. Primo's been on it, and Kurt Hawkins and stuff like that. But I just don't see why Zack Ryder is being reduced to Superstars every single week when obviously he's got a huge fan base, and I thought WWE was about the fans, but according to Zack, as far as Zack Ryder is concerned, they don't ever show him unless it's on Superstars. And Superstars isn't even on TV anymore. You have to go to WWE.com to watch it.
It's a shame because, you have some great talent, that lays in the dormant because, I mean, to me, I don't want to make Cena the all-around bad guy, but when so much airtime is devoted to John Cena, he's just being rammed down our throats, I mean, he has 5 moves. 5. Has anyone ever seen him do anything other than 5 moves, and maybe in different styles? He's got 5 moves. 5. The Rock had 6. I mean, seriously. But, I mean, the 5 moves of doom are set, and that is what's being crammed down our throats. Until that stops. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not going to get some recognition that they deserve.
John Cena will be WWE's guy until he retires, bar none, period. I don't like it, obviously. I don't like it because I want to see other people shine.
Right.
But that's how it's going to be.
Right. And, it truly is a shame.
Whether he is champion or not, that's their main guy. Whether R-Truth wins this Sunday or someone else takes the title from John Cena, WWE will always WWE will always say John Cena is our guy.
Right.
Period.
And
little Jimmy winning Sunday. That's not, we'll get to that.
So since this was WWE All-Star Night,
we did have an appearance by Captain Charisma and Randy Orton.
So Randy Orton.
Who cares about Randy Orton?
Randy Orton is all his beard.
What's up with that?
He's trying to be a creeper. He just bought a pure white van. He's gonna write free candy on the side of it.
So
Randy Orton does have a legitimate concussion, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
That is not a storyline. That is fact. That is true. Randy Orton. So he came down and he said, Christian, I want a piece of you, and I want a piece of you right now.
I just want to talk, he said. I just want to talk.
And so Christian first, which this was hilarious, he said, maybe what I should do is do what I do on Smackdown, and I'll take a poll. How many people want to see Christian come down to the ring?
Of course, the fans went all crazy.
They're all crazy, and he goes, that's what I thought. No, I'm not coming down.
I don't care about the peeps. I don't care about the peeps, he said. So.
That was great. So finally he decides to come down. And, of course, nothing really happens.
No, security had to break it up.
Security broke it up.
And they made the match.
Stone Cold comes out. And he's like, Christian, you're not getting off that easy. You're going to fight Little Ray. Not Little Jimmy, Little Ray. So they had that match. And, Brandon?
Well, no one won that match.
Nobody won that match.
New Nexus came out and attacked Rey Mysterio, and then Christian hit the kill switch for good measure. So, I mean, I guess technically Rey wins the match by DQ, but before we go into before we go into that, something that actually I heard Randy Orton say to Christian on the Titantron probably struck a nerve with Captain Charisma. Randy Orton said, "Why don't you have Edge carry you out here? You've been carrying for the last 17 years. What's one more day?" No, I think that kind of struck a nerve with Christian a little bit.
That struck a nerve with me, too. Oh, boy. So then R-Truth was scheduled to have a match with John Morrison.
That didn't happen.
Morrison's music played. Twice. And we're like, what the heck? So finally, R-Truth's like, well, I'm going to go find him. So little Jimmy goes marching up the ramp there. Goes backstage. Look what we have here! And there's Morrison laid out. And
little Johnny got.
Little Johnny got. And then he proceeds to run him over with a... What was that?
It was a dumpster.
A huge dumpster.
A huge dumpster.
But he piled on Morrison, so that leaves
me. Might have been his career.
And then the highlight, even though I like John Morrison, we both like John Morrison. I know I do like John Morrison too. Yeah. We know John Morrison. I'm not going to lie. I did laugh when R-Truth looked over the trash can and said, "Take that, little Jimmy!"
That was funny.
That was funny. So Next up, we had a tag team match.
Yeah,
We did.
Dolph Ziggler and Jack
We did.
Swagger
Jack
versus Evan
Swagger.
Airborne and the U.S. champion Kofi Kingston.
Who won that, by the way? I think
Evan
I had to go
Bourne.
downstairs.
Evan Bourne hit the Airborne on
Yeah.
Swagger, and before that, Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero came into Steve's office and
That part I saw.
demanded that they give Dolph Ziggler a match. And Steve said, "Okay, I'll grant you a match with Kofi Kingston and Capital Punishment, but you have to drop Vicky Guerrero." So Dolph Ziggler was like, "Fine, I'll do it." And then Steve said, "I was just kidding." So he made the match earlier today. So Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston is made for Capital Punishment, but I don't think Vicky Guerrero is very happy how Steve Austin stressed her out. So.
She's just gonna, she can be dropped like a bad habit at any point in time.
Yeah.
I mean,
So then we had
excuse me.
So then we had the $5,000 match.
Before that, Piper's Pit took place.
Yeah, Piper. Well, barely.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Miz and
lasted
Alex.
all like what?
3-4 minutes.
3-4
But Miz and
minutes.
Alex Rai had talked about stuff, and and Piper said, he thinks that Alex Rai is going to beat him at Capital Punishment, and that Miz pushed him to the point, and Alex Rai said, "The Miz took me under his wing. He gave me a job, but he wasn't my friend. He was just using me to keep the WWE title." And I agree with that because every time the Miz won a match, Alex Rai had to get involved.
Right, Alex Riley didn't have to get involved.
Isn't his theme music just like great?
It is.
It's just for those who don't know, it's the same band that does the Miz's theme song. Just to let you know.
What was saying is "Say It to My Face."
Yeah.
Is the name of the song.
Yeah.
It is on iTunes.
Yes, it is.
We found out it is on iTunes.
By the band called
grab that
Downstate.
if you like that,
Downstate, not
Well,
straight
Yeah.
state.
We looked up the
Yeah. a little bit of a plug for
Yeah.
A-Rai.
Yeah, so the match, $5,000. Special ref was Alex Rai, made by Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you figure The Miz won at WrestleMania 27, former WWE champion. Roddy Piper's got no chance, but with Alex Rai as the referee, Miz didn't have a chance.
Miz-
Quick count.
And who was $5,000 special but Roddy
Roddy.
Piper?
He's just going to use it on alcohol and gambling, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, he had liver
Oh,
cancer.
come on.
Poor Roddy.
Then we had Gary's favorite moment of the night.
Diva Extravaganza.
Diva Extravaganza.
Every diva you can think of, except for I think Layla was in that match.
The bells are awesome.
China wasn't there. She was shooting a porno.
You know what is the back door to China?
That's right.
You know what the greatest thing about the Bellas are? I can't say it.
two of
enough.
them?
There's two
You've
of
already
them.
said it already.
No.
So,
Two scoops.
it was Kelly, Gail, Kim, Eve, Torres, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Caitlyn, and AJ.
AJ's looking good, isn't she?
Not just her body either.
No.
And then they fought the Bella Twins, Rosa Mendez, Tamina,
Bella.
Melina, Alicia Rihanna Fox, and Maurice.
Right.
And
Maurice.
and
Bella.
Kelly's team picked up the win, and then
Maurice, can you
And then
not
they
get
started.
it?
Then they
Can we
started
get more
on
Maurice?
Broadway.
and then did the little
Please.
Rockette thing, which is whatever.
That was pretty cool.
It was kind of nice to see the divas, and then for some reason Michael Cole was heaving. Was he gay? Is it because they were doing old stuff? Because it was back in
He needs to come out of the coal mine.
yeah.
Oh!
So after that, we saw the winner of Tough Enough, Big Andy, talking to Steve, and CM Punk proceeds to walk in and wants to thank him for setting up the main event tonight between him and John Cena.
And see, I think it's going to be interesting to find out in the next couple of weeks what he was talking about, what he set in motion, because CM Punk is not an idiot. He can't run a group, but I mean he seems to be doing fine with the Nexus. But let's face it, the Straight Edge Society is, well,
So
R.I.P. the Straight Edge Society.
Yeah.
But I mean, he really hasn't yet to prove himself as a leader. But right now, he's doing a good job with the Nexus.
So the main event was going to be CM Punk versus John Cena, and Steve Austin did come out there to kind of close the show, if you will. And the Raw general manager kept intervening, doing his little "I received an email" thing, and saying he'd be, so to speak, back next week. I don't know what that means, being
Yeah,
back.
because he was part of the show this year.
So he's going to be back in charge. So he's going to be back on the
It
email.
was annoying when they kept doing
Oh,
that.
I know.
I think
I
you kept
know.
hitting the button. So
He said, Michael Cole, quit hitting the damn button.
So the one thing that came out of that thing, Steve did say that next week will be another 3-hour Raw, and it's going to be Power to the People.
Cyber Sunday, anybody? Cyber Monday?
Sort of. So the fans can pick the matches, stipulations, all that fun stuff.
Stipulation.
So that's going to be an interesting thing to talk about on the show as well, what fans chose and see who makes it on the show and who does not. So
I mean, that was pretty much much
But
Raw.
CM Punk did beat
CM
John
Punk,
Cena.
CM Punk
Beat
did
Cena.
because of R-Truth. R-Truth was in the crowd.
trying to idolize the little Jimmy.
Said,
Little Jimmy!
Little Jimmy, you give me your hat, I'll give you a sip of this here water. Cena's like, no, don't take the water. And then that distracted enough to CM Punk getting to go to sleep on Cena.
went to sleep.
And then
Which
Cena
was awesome.
And then R-Truth comes in and smashes John Cena in the head with a water bottle, and
He killed Jimmy.
and,
He
he,
killed little
and
Jimmy.
I think John Cena sold it like he got hit with a steel chair there. So then R-Truth held up the title belt and said he's going to beat John Cena at Capital Punishment.
And defeat by water bottle. Oh, wait a minute!
Oh, we're back.
So let's go over some predictions. Let's throw out some predictions what we think is going to happen at Capital Punishment, which is endorsed by President Obama.
It is.
And I did like I saw the thing on SmackDown, the commercial they did. I did like that. No, it was SmackDown. It was Raw. I apologize. It was, they showed the Superstars of SmackDown.
5 days later.
They showed like what do you call it? They showed Christian first. Then they showed Sheamus. Sheamus was, even though Sheamus is my favorite wrestler right now, he was my favorite thing. He said, "Mr. President, I have a question for you." He goes, "My birth certificate says I'm from America." He goes, don't excuse my accent. I'm from the great city of Cleveland. Does that mean I can run for president? That was great. I like that. And then Khali stood up and he can't talk English unless he has Rajan Singh, so he just goes, which that's what he's reduced.
And then Hornswoggle did pretty much the same thing.
Although we know Hornswoggle can talk, but
Yeah,
that's
he
what he
rapped
does.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, let's see here, fellas. How about we start off with the Intercontinental Championship match?
Okay.
Gary, Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson.
I think either one or two things are going to happen, and I'm going to say the obvious. Either Ezekiel Jackson's going to win or Wade Barrett is. And I'll tell you why.
Really?
Well,
Really?
No,
Really?
I know it sounds silly. But think about this. It all depends on what they're trying to do with Ezekiel Jackson. Well, what they're trying to do, because for a while there they were pushing him before they had to put him into the core, but they're also continually trying to face Wade Barrett. The rest of my predictions are going to be a little bit better, I promise you. But this one's hard to call because it depends on what they're trying to do with who.
Yeah.
There is a way that they can push them both. They just have to find it. I think if something happens, maybe to the fact that maybe Ezekiel Jackson wins, but maybe by DQ, like they have been doing. But something's got to happen. I think right now they're just in an endless waltz with each other, and something's got to happen to where one of the two is going to win. And I think both people are going to win this match.
The thing is, though, I'm going to pick Ezekiel Jackson. I just think it's his time to get the title on his place there. But the thing I think of is, in people's eyes, I think if Ezekiel Jackson does pick up the win and wins the title, that will show most fans out there that Wade Barrett can't win it on his own.
Right.
That will show what people will see if Wade Barrett does lose.
And that's also part of my point right there, because Wade Barrett, I mean, he has got some impressive wins. He beat R-Truth, on his own. He's beat Kofi Kingston on his own. He has beaten some notable people on his own. I mean, of course, it's written that way, but I mean, it happens. When you're trying to push it out, when there's no tooth fairy either.
Poor little Jimmy.
When you're just trying to push these people, certain people, you've got to do certain things. And unfortunately, taking us to our next match, that's what they've been failing at with The Miz lately. Do you have a thought on Ezekiel and Barrett?
Well,
Yeah, well, not that you ask him.
now that you've asked, I think Wade Barrett's going to win.
I
And the reason why, because just like he said, if Wade Barrett loses, then that's going to make him look weak, because it's going to say, well, he couldn't do it without the help of Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater and
Who?
exactly. Wendy.
The Wendy's guy.
So I think Wade Barrett will win. However, if Ezekiel Jackson wins, that wouldn't surprise me either. But I'm going with Wade Barrett. And to move on to your Miz Riley match.
Like I
I
said,
think The Miz wins.
really.
Yeah.
Like I said here last week, I marked it down. I said Alex Riley
You
would
said
win.
Alex Riley.
I'm going with you. I think Alex Riley's going to win.
Wow.
Because
I'm the only one here.
it seems like to me, when they do matches where someone needs to get retribution for something that someone else has done, it seems like the person who got the worst of it always comes out the winner.
Right, and lately that's been The Miz. The
Right.
Miz has been getting
Yeah,
beat.
but Alex Riley's been getting the worst of it for what? A year?
Yeah, but he hasn't gotten really the worst of it. Every step of the way,
Yeah, but he always
The
gets
Miz,
picked
he's
on.
been celebrated
Yeah.
with The Miz.
He always gets picked on. Miz always throws him under the bus. Miz always throws him in matches
Yeah.
and in shit that
that was only the last two pay-per-views that he's been thrown under the bus.
But several times.
Yeah.
Not just then.
It seems like Miz can't take responsibility for his actions. If he
Exactly.
loses. He has to blame, I lost because Alex Riley didn't do this, or you
Yes.
didn't do this. It's like, You have to be responsible for yourself.
I'm telling you what, I'm saying The Miz wins out of respect, I guess, for what The Miz has done, because if The Miz loses this match, he's done. He's back to where he was. He's back to being the laughingstock of the WWE. If they have him lose this match, everything that they've worked for the last longer than a year, ever since they've tried to start pushing him with the Big Show, everything they've done with The Miz in recent memory goes down the toilet if they have him lose.
Well, I think what I'll say here about Riley winning, I don't think he'll win cleanly. I think something will happen and he'll win just by like maybe someone interfering or something like someone's gonna make The Miz lose. I don't see Riley winning cleanly. That I don't see at all. But I see something happening where The Miz may get distracted and Riley picks up a 1-2-3 count. So.
And it's possible, but like I said, I mean.
So you mentioned the Big Show.
Right.
He gets what he wants, finally. He's back.
He's back.
He gets Alberto Del Rio in a one-on-one match.
I give Big Show zero chance.
I give zero chance to Big Show too. Alberto wins that.
Easily. Submission, armbar.
They're trying to push Alberto Del Rio so much. And
they've been trying to push him so much and it never works.
Well, because they don't allow it to work. They could have easily... I mean, I don't mean to knock on Christian at all, but the better choice for the WWE at that particular point in time would have been to have Alberto Del Rio win the championship, because now look what's happened with Christian. They have made so many people mad about it. I mean, this is mad. I mean, he's absolutely right. What, as an employee, what do you put in your employer when they don't trust you to have the title for more than 5 days? That's an outrage. I mean, especially with someone as talented as Christian.
So you all don't give Big Show a chance.
I don't give Big Show a chance because I think they need to start, at some point the WWE has to start saying, okay, we have people that push and we have people that push up. And the Big Show is great at putting people over. The last episode you mentioned Hugh Morris. Hugh Morris was great for pushing people up. You know, like I mentioned there, it was where Goldberg got his start. I mean, that was his first match. I think that Alberto Del Rio beats the Big Show. Like I said, maybe not cleanly, but he beats the Big Show. And Alberto Del Rio, probably next pay-per-view, has a shot at the title.
Yeah.
I think Big Show wins.
Really?
Really?
I do.
Really?
I can see where he's coming from. Maybe Kane gets involved or something.
Right.
Well, I think if Kane gets involved, Alberto wins.
Really?
Right. Well, because he's gonna be slammed, but somehow.
But the reason why Big Show's gonna win, because just like you said earlier, I'm going back to a point you said earlier. The guy that's been getting crapped on and the guy that's took all the crap for the last couple, usually seems to come out on top. Hence, he got run over by a car. He's been out for a couple weeks. So I think Big Show's going to win. I think Alberto losing the capital punishment is not really going to ruin his stature like you all think it is. He can still be easily pushed even if he loses. So moving on, Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. Who cares?
I don't get this match at
all.
all.
I don't get it either.
It seems like they had a match a couple weeks back on Raw, which was just thrown together, and they had a match at WrestleMania 26, which I thought was very good. And that was the basis of the feud, which is I think the highlight of those two when they fought against each other. But now it just seems like, why are they fighting again? It seems like they're fighting over anything.
I think something's going to happen in this match, like something big. I don't even think this match is going to go off. I think maybe something's going to happen. Like they're trying to maybe a new Nexus member, maybe a new angle on the Nexus. This match is a patsy match. Something's going to happen during this match.
Is it the ice cream match?
I think it's the ice cream match. Every pay-per-view, we always have one ice cream match where we go across the street to Dairy Queen or Baskin Robbins and we grab us some good old-fashioned ice cream. I don't know. To me, I'm gonna not answer that because this match makes no sense. I mean, so the Nexus got involved this past week, but overall, this match does not make sense.
I don't see why they're doing it. But I'll just throw in a winner for argument's sake. I say CM Punk wins.
I'll do it
because I think Rey Mysterio, again, he's on the end of his career. Right. I think he still needs to put people over. And at the same time, I think I'd be worried if CM Punk might leave. Mm-hmm. So I think it's good for him to get a win and get some momentum going in a different direction.
I don't like Little Ray, and I don't care much for CM Punk. So if they kill each other, it'd be a great match. I don't have an opinion.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for putting your well-put insight on that match.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't like Rey Mysterio. I don't like CM Punk.
Non-violent approach.
I don't really care. Exactly. But
Dolph Ziggler has got to win against Kofi Kingston.
I like Dolph Ziggler.
I do too.
And it pains me to say this, but Kofi Kingston, ever since he won the U.S. title, has gone down.
Right.
Because he doesn't really defend it. He's not as good as he used to be. When he was in ECW, he was like different and unique, and you thought, okay, this guy's going to be WWE champion, and you thought he was going to win Money in the Bank a bunch of times, and he didn't do it. And he got a couple mid-card titles in between, and he looked pretty strong. And now it just seems like he's got the U.S. title, and he doesn't look as strong as he used to be. It doesn't seem like Kofi Kingston has that allure anymore. It doesn't seem like he's like...
He doesn't have the fake accent anymore, that's what it is.
Well, they have that, but it doesn't seem like Kofi Kingston's, dare I say, he's not special anymore.
Right. And I think they're trying to put Dolph Ziggler up. Dolph Ziggler's hitting great with the fans. People like Dolph Ziggler as a heel and as a face. Everybody likes Dolph Ziggler.
Whether you believe it or not, he was World Heavyweight Champion for about, what, 15, 20 minutes?
Right, he was. And, I think that it's going to be just like Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger eventually is going to get that title back, and he did a good job with it. But
I don't know about that.
I do. I think Jack Swagger will get the title back.
I think what happened with Jack Swagger was he got over on ECW, just like a bunch of people did, and they said, okay, this guy seems like he could be pushed in the right direction for a future World Heavyweight Championship match. And to our surprise, he wins the Money in the Bank at 26, which I don't think anyone saw it coming. Then he wins the title against Chris Jericho a few nights later, and it doesn't seem like the path he took as champion, no one really cared for him, and that's why he lost it so easily.
Right.
And I think WWE's like, okay, maybe we gave this guy the reins a little bit too early, because I think they thought maybe Jack Swagger could be a big guy in the company, but maybe they thought, it doesn't seem like he's ready at that point.
I think he will eventually get it back, and I think Dolph Ziggler will get it back. I think this next match, if Dolph Ziggler wins this title, he will be the champ within the next year and a half.
Okay. I think Kofi Kingston wins.
Are you just trying to be negative tonight?
You know what I think he's trying to do? Every single one of our picks that he's made, he's said the opposite, except for Ezekiel Jackson and Barrett. So I think he's looking forward to making.
I said Alex Riley. You said Alex Riley.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true. So we're gonna let Postmaster pick on the World Heavyweight title, Randy and Christian. I've got my pick. What's yours?
So do I. I want to pick two.
Christian.
I'm gonna agree.
I'm gonna agree.
I mean, the heel turn does it for me. If he stayed a face, no way. Heel turn, new champ.
And I think that a lot. I think that Vince McMahon, he doesn't like Christian, but he does like the fans, like we said earlier. I think he's seen this.
He's got to give the fans what they want.
At some point, the fans do not want John Cena. It's clear with the John Cena sucks chant, but they're going to continue with that. So they got to give us what we want somehow, and that's Christian.
On Monday night, it was clear as night before he made his little "I don't care what the peeps say" comment. Even though he's attacked Randy Orton 2 Smackdowns in a row, the fans were still going nuts when Christian came on the screen.
Yeah.
And I am a Randy Orton fan. He is my top 3. Christian is not. But I do think it's wrong what Vince McMahon did. I think it's right. 17 years.
Maybe he finally sees that.
Right. And 17 years is a lot. I mean, that's legit. He's been in the business for 17 years. And for Vince McMahon to give him the title for 5 days, that's a slap in the face.
2 days. I mean,
technically 2 days. But yeah, I mean, it's a smack in the face, and I think that it's time. And I'm for this match, I'm on the Christian bandwagon.
Yeah, I think Christian's going to win also. I think the heel turn's definitely in his momentum.
Do we really need to pick the winner of the last match?
Oh, I want to talk about it.
We can talk about
it. I think
is little Jimmy really got a chance?
I don't think he does.
I mean, honestly.
I think this is going to be
Big B.
As close
what do you
to
think?
I think that R-Truth getting the title shot is a good thing for him. And I think, obviously, I don't think R-Truth's going to win. I like him to win.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see that happen.
By the way, as we're here live, I want to give you an update. The Boston Bruins are up 3-0 on the Vancouver Canucks.
Third period. I guess, like I said earlier,
so
they didn't take the crowd out of it.
My pick.
Wow.
I did say Boston would go in.
Say Boston
and beat Vancouver.
I can't believe it.
Third period just started, but Boston's got a big lead. So let's get back to Kevin Punchman on the point. Obviously, R-Truth. I don't think R-Truth's going to win. I'd like him to win. It'd be interesting. It'd be different.
I think it would be too. I think that. Actually, I think that would be the best possible thing for the company. Give everyone cell phones off.
1 second, guys.
I think
it's not even at the table.
Know, right?
And he leaves the room. Come
This
on!
is gonna kill our ratings.
Ratings killer instead of the legend killer. He's the ratings killer.
I'm still here.
But I think R-Truth winning is probably going to be the best thing that the company can do. Give everyone a break from the stench that is John Cena.
Yeah.
And just cool it off. Have a champion who's a little bit ironic and weird, because I think R-Truth does it well.
Yeah.
One good thing about if R-Truth wins, everybody on the west side will be happy.
The thing.
Little Jimmy got.
Little Jimmy got.
The thing I'll say here about R-Truth is, and WWE does this all the time. I'm gonna go with John Cena because of who he is and who he's facing. I just don't see R-Truth win the championship. I mean, I like him too, but I just don't see it. But what WWE does that makes you believe that R-Truth's gonna win, there's gonna be points in the match.
Yeah, the same thing you covered last episode.
Yeah.
You cut you off, but you said the same thing last episode. Yeah. It's gonna look like that. He's gonna hit the little Jimmy or whatever the hell he calls it.
The truth or whatever he
calls it.
The truth,
whatever. He's gonna hit it a couple times. John Cena's gonna kick out, just like R-Truth's gonna kick out of the attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotta happen.
But I mean, I'll say this now.
How about this for an interesting? Just throw this out there, and this is just popped in right here in my head right now.
Okay.
John Morrison costs John Cena the title.
John Morrison cost John Cena the title.
Reason why he comes down to try to prevent R-Truth from winning, but in turn he helps R-Truth wins.
I don't know about
Does
that.
he get involved at all even?
Yeah, I think he gets involved, and that may cost R-Truth the match.
But could it cost John Cena the match?
I don't think so.
I think maybe that's an interesting take. I think that's possible.
I mean, it's definitely
We've seen
possible.
things like that happen before.
I mean, so who do you think will win?
As much as I don't want to say it, I gotta.
It's hard to argue against Cena.
I mean, I think he's gonna hit Super Cena 3, and
I'm gonna go with. I don't know why. And don't ask me why. I don't even want to know. But you know what? Just for the craps and giggles, and because why not? And anything's possible. And we've been shocked before. I'm going with R-Truth.
All right, little Jimmy. The thing is, when he said that pick though, it wouldn't surprise me if he won. It wouldn't.
That's why I'm picking him. I'm like, they've shocked us before. What makes you think they won't shock us again?
I know this might seem weird from me saying this, but I think the heel turn of R-Truth is one of the biggest turnarounds of any superstar right now.
Right.
Because I'm telling you right now, when he was doing the what's up stuff, I did not like R-Truth at all.
What's up?
I don't care.
What's up?
You couldn't even get the city right sometimes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So now he's made this heel turn, and it's all about R-Truth, and don't boo me, you should be booing yourselves. Right. I like that about R-Truth, and that's what makes him different.
Boo me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. And please, I'm begging you, WWE, make a t-shirt that either says, Little Jimmy, don't boo me, or you should be booing yourselves, or you gonna get got. Please.
You can't say you're gonna get got. It wouldn't be a PG-rated shirt.
You gonna get got. You gonna get got.
But I think...
Doesn't work. So, all right. So, just to kind of... we're pretty variants on our picks here.
Yeah.
So
at least me, anyway.
we got it. So, we got it on record.
Alex Riley versus Miz. Me and Big B take Alex Riley. You take the Miz. Big Show Del Rio. You two take Del Rio. I take Big Show. Wade Barrett, Ezekiel Jackson. I took Wade Barrett. You took.
I took
Zeke. You took Zeke. Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. You all took Dolph. I took Kofi. Little Ray and CM Punk, I said I didn't really give craps. You took Punk and you took Punk. We all were in agreement on Christian. You two took John Cena, and for some unknown reason, I took R-Truth. So
it's going to be interesting.
Unfortunately, guys, next week.
Not unfortunately, because it's a happy occasion.
Oh, it's a happy occasion, but next week I won't be here.
Our very own Postmaster's tying the knot.
Tying the knot this Saturday. I'm getting married. To my beautiful soon-to-be wife, Stephanie. Stephanie, I know you're watching. I love you, baby. And I hope you guys do a fine show without me. I'm sure you won't miss me when I'm gone.
No,
we'll miss you, little Jimmy.
We'll miss you a little.
So, while I'm in Florida soaking up the sun, and you guys are here in Louisville, you'll have to... I'll have to keep an update on how our predictions went.
Yeah.
And... just see how good we were. And it's not a for sure thing yet, But tune in next week in my absence in this very chair. Maybe a very special guest.
Yeah, we're starting to make some strides here.
We can't. Obviously, we can't say it, but we do know somebody. We know a couple people actually, both very much good chances to take the chair, and you do know them.
Yeah.
You do know them. It's not like us. You didn't know us, our faces outside of DAW. You know both
DWA, come on, doctor.
DWA, you know both. You do know them, so it'll be exciting if it happens.
So with that being said, guys, it's been another exciting episode.
Are you going to be at the pay-per-view? I know you're getting married next week, but are you going to be at the pay-per-view? No, you're not.
No, I won't be at the pay-per-view. I'll be in Florida. However, me being Postmaster Jones and who I am, I've already scoped out a nice sports bar in Orlando. I will be scoping the pay-per-view from Orlando.
Okay.
So I may get in touch with you guys via satellite. It'd be like, this is Postmaster Jones live on location here. So,
well, what's the name of the sports bar? Give him a little plug.
It's called the Orlando Wing House.
Okay.
So Orlando Wing House, Sunday night when you see the big black limo roll in with PMJ on the side of the door and you see this sexy beast roll out, you'll know that we got there okay. But guys, enjoyed the show as always.
Another good show.
It was fun, and with that being said, I'm Postmaster Jones.
And I'm Big B. Make sure to check out the mailbag and like us on Facebook, guys. See you later.
See ya.